What's up, y'all? You're off in God's country with Reed.
And Dan Isbell.
Also known as the Brothers Hunt, where we take a weekly drive to the intersection of country music and our great old outdoors. Two things that go together like ponds with alligators in them and skinny dipping, which don't go together. Don't
or the app TikTok and COVID. Produced by MeatEater and iHeart Podcasts.
We're going to sit down with a new face in town, Ashley Cook. She's got a song in the top 10. She's crushing it on the road with Jordan Davis and Mitchell Tenpenny.
Just won a CMT award.
She's a pro. She's a pro at a young age, and you can tell.
I'm going to tell you something. Great singer.
Great writer.
I mean, she put some respect on her name, dude.
Yeah, she knows what she wants to say. She knows what she wants to sing about. And she does it in her new album, Shot in the Dark, which is out everywhere now. Go listen to it. Go spin it. Go support her. She's great. Super cool chick.
Song should be in the top 5.
It will be. Boom.
Bow.
Hot take. Coming at you with an update. It's actually been a few weeks since we recorded with Ashley here at the studio. And at the time that we recorded with her, her song had just broken into the top 10, Your Place.
Now it's number 1.
Now it's the biggest song in the country.
Congratulations.
And we're going to give her a round of applause.
Hey, good.
So when you hear the podcast, it's going to be, you know, her song would just come into the top 10. But now it's at number 1, Your Place, giant hit. So proud of you, Ashley. You're a superstar, powerhouse vocalist. Thanks for hanging out with us, and maybe we can write some songs down the road sometime.
Congratulations!
Congrats on all the success. Keep rocking. You got nothing to lose, man.
Yeah,
you're crushing it. We have the ACM new female nominee on the couch.
Let's go.
AC Miss Ashley Cook.
Hi,
Let's
guys.
get a round
Cook with an E.
of
Cook with an
applause.
E.
Cook with an E.
Thank you guys. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming in.
What a vibe in here. Big
Really?
fan.
Do you like it?
Yeah, I really love it.
What do you think would spruce the place up a little bit?
Maybe a candle.
Ooh.
I feel like a good like woody candle vibe would feel
Like a cabin. Like
Yeah.
what would a candle scent be for like a
like cedar and rain.
Is that a country song?
needs to be.
Cedar and rain. Guys, we're gonna write it right here.
Yeah. What's up?
Oh, you know.
How you doing?
I'm really good.
It's been a minute.
It has been a minute.
I
We've
know.
written a couple times. We've
Yeah.
actually never met before,
Never
which is
met.
shocking
Nice
to me.
to meet you.
You too.
Thanks for coming and hanging out with
Thanks
us.
for having me.
We
For real.
we were a little late this morning, got backed up in traffic, so Ashley got here before us. We had to maneuver around her giant jacked up Jeep outside.
I'm sorry, I took up like 4 spaces.
No,
It's pretty great though.
that
It's
thing's
pretty great,
sharp.
G.
And
Appreciate it.
look at this guy just popping up over the
Stop.
popping
you
up
plan this?
on my knee.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, I should have brought a call.
This is so cute.
There you go. I think that's a thing.
It is a thing. Are you a Jeep driver?
No, she was.
So you
that-
kind of were for
Guess
like
she knew.
kind of.
I mean, we drove when I met Jordan. She had a 2-door Wrangler with a hard top, and
How'd
so
you ever get rid of it?
so
Two
I
babies.
had
That
two
checks out,
babies.
yeah.
Kind of we needed a Armama. We got a Nissan Armama now. That's what we call it.
Same.
But at the place where I lived when I met her had this like lean-to carport,
Yeah.
and so I looked up online because it was such a pain to like go out there and do the Jeep and like do it with
The
by
doors,
hands.
you need to pull it up and the little screws.
Yeah,
the
so
whole thing.
we found a DIY way to do it to like put a what are those things called? Why am I?
What?
why
The
A
roof?
wrench.
a winch. Yeah, sorry.
Oh, winch.
A wrench, yeah. So we put a winch. I bolted a winch to the top of this carport, and just left a ratchet strap on it. So then when we were going to take it off, and when that, like, you could just pull it down, put it around the thing, lift the winch up, the whole thing would just stay
I
there.
need to do that.
Yes, you do.
Because I have yet to take the doors or the roof off of this Jeep. I've had a Jeep since I was 16, and I used to take it off all the time in Florida. But here it's hard because you just don't know about weather. And so if you take the doors off and then it just like rains, you're like, well,
Yeah, and it's a
Yeah.
process.
yeah.
But I will say, like, never being a Jeep driver or owner, doing that, like taking the top off, taking the doors off,
Game
that's
changer.
a vibe, man.
Oh, it's such a vibe.
yeah,
it's so crazy.
that'll put you in a good mood immediately.
Also, I always take just the front part of it off.
Okay,
Like, you
yeah.
know, like the Jeep, they have like the hard top. You had the hard top. So yeah, like the back of it, it's like the whole unit. And the
Right.
front's just easy to pop off and put in your trunk. So I've actually never taken like the full like top off of any of the Jeeps that I've ever had. So I really want to. We should do it.
We should do it.
Let's build a winch situation.
Yeah.
You guys build a winch. I'll go play golf.
You'll reap the benefits. You'll come hang after.
No,
Jeep come pick me up
Jeep
in the
life.
Jeep with the top on.
Jeep life is a great life.
It's built different. It really
What's
is.
up with the ducks though, for real?
Honestly, I wish I knew like how it started, but it's gotten to the point now where people will come to shows and like bring me ducks with like the
For real?
show name on it and like date and stuff. It's become like a whole thing. I've debated making merch with ducks because it's such a big deal and I'm such a Jeep girl.
So they'll like custom write
yeah.
or paint something on a duck and like throw it on stage,
Well, not throw it on
or just
stage.
give it to you at meet and greet or something.
Actually, it'd be kind of epic if they did. Throw ducks on stage.
Throw ducks on stage.
Give me that one. I'll throw it at you.
Not too hard. Not too hard.
They just
Or
start, like,
at the head.
Just pelting ducks at me. But yeah,
Rubber small ducks.
If you got
not
hit in the eye with
decoys.
that would hurt.
that would suck. Black eye for
Yeah,
sure.
that would
Hit
hurt.
me
But
with
it'd be
it.
worth
Let's see if
it,
it'll
you know?
hurt. Nah.
That was actually really close to his eye, too.
I'm pretty. That was left-handed
That
too.
wasn't
That was a good shot.
really
wasn't
good.
It wasn't too bad. I mean,
Here, let me
the
try it.
horn-
Let me try it again.
Thought I'd hit you with it.
Yeah, but it's pretty dope. I feel like Jeep culture is just like different.
Do
Like,
you
it's
do the Jeep the
the Jeep wave? I don't
Wait,
think you
what
know
is that
exactly.
about?
The Jeep wave.
Dude.
It's like your hands on the steering wheel.
J Jeep?
So when you see, oh wait, what?
Yeah, right. Isn't that what they
You
do?
just made that up.
I thought that's
I was
what
like,
it was.
that's actually epic if that's what it is.
No, I-
Sometimes Reed makes things up.
I think that's dude Jeep J.
No, I mean, honestly, that's kind of epic. I think it's more because you're driving, and so you can't like off the steering wheel. You have to like just do the 2-finger wave.
To keep
But
control.
it's okay. Hot take. I'm curious y'all's opinion.
Here you
Do you
go.
think
I'm
it's
gonna steal
only
it.
to? I think it's only to Wranglers, like Wrangler to Wrangler. It can't be like a Cherokee.
Oh, no.
Or like.
Oh.
And it's like Jeep has a lot of different kinds of cars, and I think that's only right. The Ducks and the Waves are only.
Anybody throwing the J up in like a Wagoneer.
That's it.
You know?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Wagoneer's
That's
not
what I'm
Jeep, dude.
Jeep, Grand Cherokee, Wagoneer. Yes, it
I
is.
think the Grand Wagoneer is
Jeep
not a
Wagoneer,
Jeep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My bad, dog. Made that up.
So,
Wait, let's see. So like a Wrangler, a Rubicon.
No.
No,
Wait,
not,
no, because
not
the Rubicon is still like
feels,
a
Still a
feels like a
Jeep.
Jeepish,
Yeah.
legit Jeep.
it's got the top you can take.
It's got the thing.
I think it's got to be the squarey old
The, like,
Jeep.
Yeah, the boxy
That's a
looking
Jeep.
Jeep.
Whether it's a CJ7, CJ5, Wrangler,
But the Cherokee is
Rubicon.
not.
Get out of here.
Cherokee got to
Cherokee gotta go.
Kick rocks, dude.
Bye. Kick
Now, let me
rocks.
You're
tell you
taking the
this.
top off a Cherokee.
This is a great segue into a
If you
really
do, that'd
funny
be sick.
story that we have. So, motorcycles, which
Yeah.
we had for a while.
Dumb. Don't do it.
Don't
People,
ever buy
don't do
one.
it.
No one
Don't
in
let
their
your
life.
kids. Yes, don't
do
let
it.
your kids do it. Don't
So,
let your dads or your moms do
You
it.
throw up two, right? You throw up two.
No, you put them down.
With a
Sorry,
motorcycle?
you put them down.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it means
Two down.
but only motorcycles, only people on motorcycles can wave at each other with this. If you're not on a motorcycle
sorry.
and you throw a two down, they won't do it back, right? So one day when we used to mow yards in Savannah,
and
like
it's
where we're
it's when
from.
you're passing each other,
Yeah,
and
you
it could
and
be
means,
like
and it means two wheels on the ground.
Yeah, keep
which
two wheels
means
on the ground.
Keep two wheels
Oh,
on the
that's
ground.
really cool.
I know,
so
it's
like
cool, right?
so like
I like that a lot, yeah.
even like a young cocky cat on a Ninja 1000 Kawasaki whatever that's going down and an old
Harley,
like an
dude.
old Harley monkey bars, they'll do it. It's just like a motorcycle thing.
So keep two on the
I've
ground
never
player.
known that until
So
right now.
So
my
love that.
like my thing in high school was I was like I wanted a motorcycle real bad.
Yeah.
My parents of course would never let me get one. Thank you. I ended up getting
we
one
kept
later,
trying to
and
get
it was-
people to do it.
Yeah,
Every
so-
time we passed somebody on like a 4-wheeler or something, we'd be like, and they
Like, we
wouldn't do
just
it.
need a motorcycle.
Yeah,
we just need something to
I would
do
be
it.
I would be in like a truck or like a car, and
Trying to
every
get
time I
them.
see it, I would just throw them down.
They
and
won't do it.
they would look at me like, "Come on, bro." So we called it the grind, is what we called it. But we used to mow yards in the summer, and this one spot that we mowed was like an insurance building or something, and you had to go up this big bank and get on the shoulder of the road to cut the top of the.
Can I tell
top
this
of the
part
road.
from my point of view?
Sure.
So I was weed. One of us was weed eating. Other would
We were so dumb. Like,
Other
we were
would be on
so dumb. That was like a sophomore in high school.
Other would be on the ride mower, right? So Reed was on the ride mower. He
We
goes
got
up
paid
this embankment.
$40 total for this yard. We split $20 a piece.
40?
We
How
got paid
big were
40.
these yards?
I mean, this one was. It was a.
It's about an
half
hour and a
day's work.
Okay, wait,
about an
for
hour and a half.
$40?
2 hours. Yeah.
I mean, back then,
It was
though,
a 2-hour job. It was a 2-hour job.
Man,
I would
then,
mow,
though.
Dan would weed eat. That's how I
So
would rock it.
I see Reed
Tag team.
go up the incline and turn right, and now he's on the highway,
Yeah.
right, the main road that goes through Savannah. So I'm weed eating. I just happened to like look up and see a motorcyclist coming down, and Reed's on the lawnmower, and he goes, I was like, he's going to do it, and he went like this, and the guy was like, he went. I was like, we were like, yeah, we got one. He did the two wheels on the ground, even though we're on 4. Like out of all the vehicles we could have been on when we got that, it was a John Deere.
That's a pretty
riding mower.
iconic moment, though.
I know.
And
I've
I've ridden motorcycles.
lawnmower.
Yeah, I've ridden motorcycles now, and I've never been able to do it because I've never passed another one. But that's the only time I've ever got the two wheels on the ground.
Are you the one that like? Would you go to like all of like the meetups and stuff?
No,
No.
no.
I feel like that's like one of my bucket list items is to like be on a motorcycle and go to one of the meetups.
I saw one at McDonald's just a few days ago.
Is it by the Gulch?
No, this one was downtown. This was the one by
that's what I'm
Broadway.
saying. Right there in the Gulch. They always have those meetups. I used to live right there in the Gulch, and they literally have like these meetups like right there that there's like
Motorcycle meetup?
Yeah.
Why am I scared?
at the
Why
gas
am I
station
scared
by-
of those
I
guys?
know.
I'm kind of scared of those guys.
I get that.
They're way cooler
I
than
feel
me.
like I just want to walk up and be like, "Sup, guys? I'm joining."
What are you guys talking
Let's go.
motorcycle over here, dude?
I'm like 2 to the ground, dudes. I know what that means now. I'm joining.
It's pretty fun when you get them to wave, but it just makes you feel cool. But in reality, they're probably like
Get away from us. I feel like I would totally. I hate the color pink, but I feel like I would be the person to like get like a pinked out motorcycle just to be like the girl in the gang. Like do the thing.
If you could like pop a wheelie at a red light on a pink motorcycle, that would be
That's like
legit.
life highlight. Right
What
there.
are we talking about?
Hey, tell us about playing. We knew this was going to be fun when we found this out, but tell us about playing hooky with your mom to go fishing.
When? Where?
She's like, what are you talking about?
I'm reading your stat sheet. Saw a post from a while back that you played hooky with your mom and went fishing.
She's like, I didn't do that.
I went fishing. When was that? Wait, now. Wait, was it on the? It was on the boat.
Yeah.
I forget what I was playing hooky from though. This is like a very distant memory in my brain now.
We're kind
If
of
we don't need to out
we're
you
kind of
on
putting
this-
you on blast.
Yeah, if we
I
don't need
guess.
to
No,
out
but now
you
I'm
on
trying to
this.
think about what it was for. Like, what was I
just
playing
got
hooky
this.
from? I want to remember this.
Did you fish in Florida growing up?
Kinda.
Yeah.
We lived on like ponds and stuff. Like I lived in like golf courses, and we would be on the ponds and stuff. Actually, funny enough, we always went swimming in the lakes in
What?
Florida.
In Florida?
And we would know that there are gators around. Like I would see them on the banks, but we just would do it anyways. And now looking back, like I don't think I'd do it now. But being like 16, 17 in South Florida, like that's just what you did. Like,
Kind
you
of
just hopped
ignorance
in.
is bliss a little bit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And like thinking about how many times we like went skinny dipping in the pond in my backyard, like with gators just around. I'm like, why did we do that?
I don't know why you did
Why
that.
does
You
skinny
should have done
dipping
that.
matter to the gator though? That's
And-
my thing. Like,
That's
he's
true.
like, oh wait, that one's naked. Let's eat her first. We don't even have to deal with the bikini.
And two,
We
they
have
would
to spit the clothes out.
They would like send out emails saying like, "Hey, don't let your small dogs around the pond because like gators will eat them." And
But
we
kids
were just
are
like,
fine.
"Yeah, we were like, let's just jump in
But
though.
just-
It's okay."
But you're 9-year-old, so have
yeah,
at
why
it.
not?
Have
Go
at
for
it,
it.
dude.
It was crazy, but yeah, we'd go fishing a good bit back there, and I feel like it was mainly just like bass and stuff.
Yeah.
I fell in love with it.
What part of Florida where are you from? What are you talking about?
Do you know
What
where
part?
Coral Springs is? It's kind of by like Fort Lauderdale. So like,
Where's Fort Lauderdale?
Just go from Panama City.
everybody knows where PCB is. Okay, so it's south. Think like an hour north of Miami.
Oh, so way
Gulf
down there.
or Atlantic?
I'm bad at
Or
directions.
Pacific, depending on.
East.
Atlantic.
Yep.
Atlantic side.
I'm like, I don't
Okay.
know which ocean is which. They're all one big ocean.
That's
to
okay.
me.
Neither does
Same, neither do I. I don't know where Nebraska is, so
Same, to be honest. So it's okay. I'm
I'm not
like,
very good at geology.
y'all try touring when I don't know where I am half the time.
Oh,
I don't know where the
gosh.
hell I am 90% of the time.
Dude, that
It's
is
so bad.
that's a reality.
My mom always tells this story because she's like just loves to make fun of me. But they moved to DC not too a couple years ago, and there was a hurricane coming through Louisiana, and I called her and I was like, "Are you okay?" She was like, "What do you mean?" I'm like, "Well, there's a hurricane." She's like,
Hold
"Yeah, in
on, man.
Louisiana," and I'm like,
the country.
"Yeah." Are you okay?
Yeah.
And she's like, "We're in DC. Like, what's wrong with you?" I was like,
You're like,
You
exactly.
need to take shelter.
I'm like,
Yeah.
"Are you okay?"
Get to the basement.
Yeah. I'm like, "Nope. That's just."
Okay. You might be worse than me,
That's what I'm
man.
saying.
Okay. You might be worse than me.
Honestly.
But that tour game, man, it's like what you fall into is that it doesn't matter where you are.
Correct.
So it's like, why should I even waste the energy? I'm exhausted anyway.
Yeah.
Why should I waste the energy to find out where we are?
100%. That's what like we just recently got in a bus, which is a really exciting moment for our
Come
camp,
on.
'cause
Big
Where
step.
were you in? I'm more interested
we
in
were in,
that.
well, we started out in like a minivan. Like first tour was in a minivan. Second tour was in like a church van.
Yeah.
Like one
I
of
had
those,
12
same.
folds,
Like a 12 passenger.
with the bench seats breaking
Yep.
down every 2 seconds.
Yeah, because they got
Yeah.
tired of it and gave you a really good deal on it.
Yeah, 100%.
I know.
And then
I
the
know
most
that
recent
happened.
tour before the bus, we were in like a really dope like Sprinter van.
Mm.
But it was tough because obviously with routing, like you're on tours with people in buses, and so you're driving through the night like just to get to the next show, which was fun. But those times, I feel like I never knew where I was, especially because I was like you literally pull up to the venue, walk in the venue, play the show, get back in the van, drive.
Mm-hmm.
But now we're in a bus, so we get there like 7, 8 in the morning. So I have the whole day to go explore, which is nice. I get to actually see cities and say that I've been there. So now I know a little more of like where I'm at. But
And you're actually like rested, and you feel good.
Which is a huge
I'm gonna tell you though, whether you're on a nice bus or a Sprinter van, like you're still on the road, man.
100%.
And it still wears you down. That's one thing I realized is like, bro, 18 wheels is a little bit better than 4, but it still wears you out, man.
Oh,
I don't think tour buses have 18 wheels.
I could see
18 wheeler.
Maybe it's like
That's like a
18.
2, 4, 6, 7.
No, they have 6.
Wait,
they have
that was
6,
bad
don't they? Because they got 2 in the back. They got 2 on the back sides.
2 to 1.
I'm thinking transport truck.
6 to 10 wheels with 2 to 4 axles.
Okay, sorry.
like,
sorry.
Y'all, we're
Well,
rolling deep.
usually they're pulling a trailer. Maybe that has a couple of wheels on it.
That's a good point.
I'm not a
make it
Like
mathematician
18
either.
wheels in total.
I'm not a mathematician either,
Same.
dude. So I don't
In
know.
total. But yeah, I mean, honestly, it was weird to get used to like the rocking while we sleep. Our driver's awesome, but it was weird to like, I mean, you hit a curb or like what is it called? A rumble strip?
Yes.
And you're
Hit
awake.
curves
It's like-
in the bus. Freaking some insurance.
Greg,
on
our
that
bus
hoe.
driver, is just like curbing it. He's like, what? Hold on tight, y'all.
we need to do some interviews for some new guys.
Do you feel weird falling asleep in there knowing that some guy's in charge of like you and your band's lives?
I try to just not think about it. I mean, obviously, of like horror stories, like the Hardy situation
Yeah.
and stuff like that we've heard. So I think, first couple nights in the bus, it was hard to sleep because I was like, I could be dead asleep and all of a sudden, something happens. Like Greg, our driver, he's amazing, but I'm like, what if he has some kind of health problem on the road? Like, you never know what's gonna go down. And
No, you never know.
it's definitely sketch, but I think it's also like, if you want to do it, you gotta
Take the risk.
take
Yeah,
the
risk
risk.
it for the
Yeah.
biscuit, baby.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
That's what I'm
dude.
saying. So
I know.
I feel like if I lingered on the thoughts of what could happen, I would just never leave the house because there's so much stuff that could happen. It's so
Totally,
bad.
absolutely.
But those guys are pro, man.
They're pros. We're fine.
Yeah, you're fine. You're gonna be fine.
We're
Don't
fine.
even sweat it. All right, let's get back to gators. Have you ever eaten a gator?
No, and I'm scared too.
Really?
I feel like it would taste like chicken, and I think I would like it, and I think that would freak me out even more.
It tastes a little like chicken.
It's a little chickeny, but it's
You ever had
actually
gator?
it's actually good. Yeah.
Yeah, it's real good.
Is it like a slimy kind of thing?
No.
No,
They got scales, y'all. They live in
no,
water.
you don't eat the
they're
scales.
dinosaurs.
Yeah,
but
that's what I'm saying.
yeah, but it's not like it's more like chicken, like tender-y.
I think if you're
Chicken
from
tendery.
Florida, you have to at least try gator at some point.
I feel like that's the reason I shouldn't try gator, right? Because I'm like from there, so I feel like that's like.
Solid point.
Isn't that like me?
I mean, I'm from arguably the catfish capital of the world, and I don't really like
Do you eat
catfish.
catfish?
I mean, it's not that I want, but if there's like other fish, I'll
Then you
take
like that
over.
instead, right?
Yes.
Is it because you feel like a weird loyalty to catfish because you're from somewhere the catfish is from?
Man, this is
This is a
getting
deep question,
psychology.
guys.
No, I'm in. So is it? Ask me again.
I don't even know how I asked it.
I think I just
but-
genuinely don't. I think I had so much of it.
Okay, so it's
that
like
I'm like-
overexposed.
Yeah.
So it's less so loyalty and more so like sick of it.
Yeah, I think so. Look,
We have a fish fry like
we're fish fry
every week, just
Okay.
about.
jokers.
Yeah.
You don't do catfish now. Now you do like salmon.
I mean, I don't love catfish.
See, I love catfish, but
Bro, how much catfish do we eat?
we don't really catch them anymore.
I'm saying, how much did we eat from 5 to 30?
There's a spot close to our hometown called Hagee's.
Shout out Hagee.
And it was like the catfish cabin, pretty much. Is
When you catch a catfish, do you have to like put your finger in its mouth?
you don't have to.
Because I've seen this girl on TikTok where she goes like fishing for catfish.
Hannah Barron.
Yes,
Yeah.
and she like
Shout out
straight
Hannah
up just like
She's the
grabs
goat.
them and holds them, and it's like this monstrosity. And I'm like, what is happening?
This is an entire
That's called
subculture.
so that's I've never done it, but that's called noodling.
Why?
Why is it called that?
Do you know?
I have no idea.
Well, because
it
they
just
take
like
a
noodle
noodle,
it?
they take a noodle down there and they dangle it, and when the fish comes out,
Is
to
it
get the
actual
noodle,
noodle?
they grab they put their fist in there and pull it out.
That
You
is
just pull that out of your ass, or was that real?
That's a complete lie.
Okay, cool.
Complete
I was
lie.
like, I swear
But
to
I
God,
thought it was a great.
that's a great explanation.
But they
I'm
do
gonna
put
use that
these
from now on.
they put these
I'm a
boxes.
songwriter. I'm a professional liar. I didn't know if you knew that.
They make these boxes and they put them, in the river or wherever catfish are. And when they go check the boxes, they will. That's how you check to see if they're in there. You go around there and you feel if they're in there, and you come out and you're like, all right, they're in there. So you put your arm, and I don't know if they've got bait or something in their fist, but
don't.
they just stick their arm in the box that it's in, and they let the catfish bite them, and then that's when they grab, and then
What do they grab?
You see gills.
Well, there's a
Yeah.
there's an opening here, so when You know what? We should actually probably just have Hannah Barron on and let us tell us how that works.
But
I don't want to lie about it.
I mean, it's impressive, and they got scarred up, and I mean, it's a whole thing.
I remember having a scar on my thumb from bass, like for like fishing over the summer when you like hold them up, and
That's bass thumb. That's a good
I
feeling.
think I might have that right.
Yeah, I don't have it right now. Mine kind of
I used to have like ripped up bloody fingers for it. Now they're just
We caught about
city girl hands.
me and Dad caught about 30 2 days ago. We fished and you know, man, what's crazy is you catch a fish and you're like, oh man, 4-pounder. Then you take a picture of it and you look at the picture and you're like, that fish looks like half a pound. Like you have to stretch the fish out in order for you to understand how big it is.
Not the real big ones,
dude.
You ain't got to stretch a 9-10 pounder. I ain't never caught one, but the big ones are big.
It's like compared to your body, it looks big. Versus like doing that.
You just call me fat. Compared to my body, it looks small.
Technically, I was looking that way. So
you called Reed. Okay.
No,
Damn. I'm working on it. I had a double cheeseburger yesterday. That's the last one I'm gonna have in a while.
What's your go-to road meal?
Food.
Yeah.
Probably Chick-fil-A or Chipotle. Like
Solid.
Chick-fil-A, the nugs hard to.
They're hard to beat.
with. They're hard to compete with.
Dude, I just can't get tired of them.
Yeah.
There's stuff I get tired of.
Catfish.
Catfish.
Catfish and
Great
nugs.
example. Thanks for circling back. Yeah.
Wait, you can get tired of Chick-fil-A or not?
I can't.
Oh, you can't?
I don't get tired of
I
Chick-fil-A.
thought you said you can't.
Sorry,
Okay,
I
so you
don't get tired of Chick-fil-A.
Okay.
Do you? You have to go on breaks? I could live there.
Only because when we were in the van, like that was like every meal. Like it was breakfast, lunch, dinner, Chick-fil-A. Which like I still love a good 12-count nug, you know? But,
12 count.
Oh,
Goes
yeah.
big, right?
We
Yeah.
put him down. My guitar player does like the what is it, like the tray? He'll have like a tray to himself for like a meal.
Tray?
A tray. Like a to-go tray to himself.
They did start doing 30 pieces. I saw that the other day. I was like,
30?
Yeah, they're probably $1 million.
probably.
See, I'm a redneck. I this is hot take. I like McDonald's nuggets better than Chick-fil-A nuggets.
Really?
Yeah.
But is the McDonald's nugget
it's
really even
more
McDonald's? Is it even chicken?
Probably not. It's more nostalgic for me.
I get that.
Like,
you know what? I've seen the McDonald's is not a real nugget
Like
videos, but I'm telling you, once you've like processed your own food, if you were doing it commercially, I think it looks a little weird, but I do think it's
weird.
chickens.
Okay, I saw that video a long time ago. I don't know why I have like a very
I know.
specific
I do.
memory.
I know.
It's like the actual
know.
baby chicks ground up into a pink paste, and then they just
Wait,
like squirt them onto a thing and
baby
cook it.
chicks?
Yes.
Okay, I didn't see
you
that.
didn't have to
seen
say
this?
baby.
Y'all, I don't even know what movie it was or what it was. It was like a documentary of some kind, and it was straight up. They just put like cute little chirping baby chicks,
They're
and
like,
all of a sudden they're
"Bam."
just
Quit
ground
saying
up.
cute.
They were cute. That's why I have a thing in my brain about it.
Oh, yeah, I'm now I'm
Y'all,
real
I'm telling you,
Chick-fil-A.
that's why I can't do McDonald's chicken nuggets.
You can't do them at all.
No, because I think about the baby chicks.
Yeah,
It like
that,
stuck with me.
Okay. Got it. I promise we'll talk about something that matters eventually. But
This does matter.
That's-
Baby chicks. Come on.
well, that's why I don't like one of those is why I don't like ketchup.
Ketchup.
Because when I was young, I saw a video. It was like Discovery Channel or something, dog, and they were like, "Hey, they only use the bad tomatoes for ketchup,
That checks out.
and then they use the real." I'm not sure that it does, because here's the thing: I could just make up the noodling story about a noodle, and it could get posted, and then before you know it, people are going, "Yeah, they dangle a noodle in front of it." So
That's the problem with our world.
that's
man.
the problem.
no,
And
the internet.
things just pick up and they catch fire, and you
Well,
don't know
look,
what's
when I
actually
was-
real.
Internet is fact, y'all.
When I was a
Yeah,
child,
it's insane.
there
truth.
wasn't internet, so this was like Discovery Channel or something.
So okay, well that's pretty legit.
So they go, the pretty tomatoes go to like Kroger and they get in the vat in the seal thing, and then the gross ones get turned into ketchup. So that I was like, every time I saw ketchup or
You think
smelled
like a
ketchup,
moldy,
I
gross
saw that
tomato.
gross tomato with the fly and the thing, and I was like, I can't. So to this day, dude, bro, 40,
ketchup?
I can't smell it, I can't look at it, I can't hear it squirt out of the bottle, dude, thing.
You know when it like pees before it does the actual
I
ketchup?
don't know because I don't eat that shit.
That's true. That's a good point. You probably
Ketchup
wouldn't like it
doesn't
if you saw it.
pee. You
Yes,
got
it
to.
does.
That's why you got to shake it up.
I've shaken it up and it still peed on me. So
Bro,
I feel
damn.
like y'all. Also,
you got
do
peed
know,
on by ketchup. That's
Yes.
disgusting.
Do you know that ketchup is like majority sugar, anyways? Like it's
Yeah.
like there's like not even like real tomatoes in ketchup. Let's be real.
I know there's
think
some flies up in that shit. Oh, gross.
We're eating baby chicks and flies, guys.
Y'all
It's
all right?
Okay,
well,
The American diet. Okay.
baby chicks. I gotta Google that, man. I don't
right.
I'll
know.
find the video and send it to
Let's
you.
talk about some musical inspiration here. So y'all lived in LA first, right? Did you?
Kinda.
Okay.
I moved around a lot growing up, so it's always hard to say where I'm from.
Where
'cause
you born?
I was born in Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Milwaukee, Michigan.
Yeah.
Cool.
Michigan? What?
No.
I was like, no.
We played a show there, and we
I probably
didn't.
would've
It
said
goes
that.
back to us not knowing where we were. I thought we were in Michigan. I thought
Did you say what's up, Michigan? on
Yes.
stage?
I was like, Michigan's
Stop.
awesome. I was joking, but let's.
But we rode that joke
yeah,
way
we
too
gotta
hard.
We gotta
We
move on
rode it
because we
too
have
hard.
talked about
Oh my
this
God.
forever.
Okay, yeah.
So you were born in Milwaukee.
Born in Milwaukee. Moved to. I lived there until I was 7, I think, 7 or 8. Moved to California. I
Siblings?
was one sister.
Okay.
One older sister. She's
Lockets.
the greatest.
Mhm.
Yeah, the Lockets. Yeah, that was like our first band name.
We'll get
Actually,
into
Jenny
it.
and Ashley was the first band name, but then, anyways, moving on.
Wait, who was Jenny Ashley?
My sister and I.
Oh,
That
got
was
it.
like our first duo name, like back when we were younger. But
Ours
long
would just be
story.
Read Down. What a terrible name that would be.
Reed and Dan.
R&D.
No, you didn't. There was no "and" in your name. It was just Jenny Ashley,
That
right?
was Jenny and Ashley.
Oh, Jenny
I just talk
and-
fast. I just rambled
all
through
right.
it.
That's cool.
But
I listen slow, so that works.
So you went Milwaukee to LA.
Milwaukee to LA. Actually, Milwaukee to a town in Northern California called Pleasanton, California.
Is this because your dad's job or?
Yeah, dad's job, and also my sister and I got into acting and like music really young.
Yeah.
So she actually was the one that got into acting first. She did like a pageant in Wisconsin and won Miss Wisconsin, like teen, princess. I don't know what it's called, like the kid version of Miss
Loved it.
Wisconsin. And so she like fell in love with like stage and acting and the kind of entertainment of it all from pageant world. So then she was like, all right, Mom and Dad, I want to get into acting. And my dad's job moved us to Northern California. Where in Northern California, he's working there. I'm just like tomboy little sister just hanging out.
Yeah.
Like, I had nothing to do with entertainment at all. And my sister was like, I want to go to LA. I want to get an agent and I want to do acting and do commercials and all this stuff. And so my mom and my sister went to LA without me. Me and my dad stayed in Northern California for like 6 months.
Really?
She was like, I'm just going to give it a shot. Like, just try the dream, see what happens. And
How old was she at this point?
How are you at this point?
probably 9.
So you remember like Northern California?
Oh, yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah,
I heard
that's
that's
like-
that's
Dude.
beautiful.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
I've
it
never
is.
been up there.
It is one of the most beautiful places.
Ain't
you'll
no
ever
doubt.
see.
Really?
It's insane.
Ain't no doubt.
All of Northern California is like just iconic. It's so beautiful. Like going there now, when I was a kid, like you move there and you're like, oh, this is so pretty, but you don't really realize like
Yeah.
how beautiful it is until you grow up and move other places, and then you go back and you're like, this is just insane.
It's the closest thing to. We went to Maui for our honeymoon. It's the closest thing to Maui.
Yeah.
That I've seen
100%.
on in North America.
Yeah.
It is beautiful, man.
And
Like
you see,
Pebble Beach
Big
area.
Sur, and
Oh,
it's insane.
crazy.
It's nuts. But yeah, so we lived there for a couple years, and then my sister was getting really successful in acting down in LA, and so my mom was like, all right, we're gonna do this thing. My parents are also like, they're like high school sweethearts from Indiana. Like they're not remotely in entertainment at all. Never wanted to be, never really had the itch for it, but they are just supportive parents. And so
Yeah, sounds like it.
yeah, my mom and my dad were like, you know what, we're just gonna give this a shot, go down to LA for my sister Jen, like to kind of do it. And I was just kind of like taken along as a little sister.
Yeah, yeah.
Did she
And
get like
yeah.
commercials, a Disney show? What?
Yeah, she did commercials and a bunch of short films, and she was like in every Nickelodeon Disney audition. And it was weird too, because when you're in LA at that time, like all of my really good friends were the kids that were on Disney Channel. So like they were
Really?
all people that I grew up with. And back then I wasn't even doing entertainment. I was just there as like a little sister, just hanging out. So it's weird that I like kind of grew up around all of it before I even knew I wanted to be in it.
Who'd you grow up around?
I mean, like the Hudgens family, like Stella Hudgens and Vanessa, and
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Cyrus family, like Noah was one of my best friends growing up.
Oh,
and,
wow.
like all of that kind of like world.
So you watched the Netflix documentary?
No, what Netflix documentary?
You know, the one you watched.
I don't know if I should watch it. Is it? The, is it
Did you
the,
not watch it?
No,
I watched one episode.
But I feel like I watched it because you told me all about
Behind
it.
the scenes thing.
yeah.
Oh,
wait.
it's the HBO.
But let's not talk about
I know,
Okay.
like,
Damn.
Moving on.
All right.
I know.
That's
So
that'd be
where?
fun.
So your sister's having some success acting, getting some commercials.
Yeah.
She's in some Disney stuff. Where does the music thing come in?
Yeah, it honestly. So we both have always loved it. Like I would do like karaoke machines in our house, and we always just like.
What was your
loved-
go-to?
Yep.
Oh man. Okay, so there's a video. Don't look it up.
If
Go
you
look
know it, I'm
Look
gonna
it
play
up.
it. If you know it, I'm gonna play it and you're gonna do it again. If I know it.
Okay, there's. I don't even know if I know the song anymore, but there's a video. Okay, you know, "Take a Bow," Rihanna.
I can't play that anyway.
Okay, good. Because I think there was like a YouTube video of me in our house in LA like singing that like karaoke machine, like the "How about a round of applause?" Like,
Oh
song.
yeah, that was a jam.
It was such a jam.
It was.
Dude, Rihanna was
She was huge. But
back
also,
in the day.
my go-to was always like "Complicated" Avril Lavigne, or like
Okay.
"Man, I Feel Like a Woman." Shania.
Yeah, I do remember that. And
See the way you're
Uh-oh.
It was always my
Don't
go-to.
make me.
It's like, but yeah, so me and my sister both, she was super into acting, and then I kind of got into music just little by little. A lot of it was too, like I said, growing up with people in that world. Like, you know, when you're a kid in elementary school and your friends are playing soccer and you just like join the soccer team because you're like, I just want to hang out with my friends. All of my friends were in like performance classes and acting coaches and all that stuff. And so I was like, well, I'm in LA. I'm like a 10-year-old kid. Like, what else am I going to do? And so I always loved it. Like, I always loved music and writing and singing and stuff. I just kind of naturally did it without even knowing that I did it.
Yeah.
And then I started taking lessons when I was young and just kind of like ended up in it. So.
Is there any like mega pop stars that you were hanging out with that you didn't know? I mean, besides Miley Cyrus?
Yeah, I'm like.
I
mean, that's pretty big.
That's probably the biggest. Yeah.
Actually, I'm like thinking back in my brain because it was like a different world.
Yeah.
Weirdly enough, there was this girl named, do you know Pia Mia? Have you guys ever heard of her?
I have not.
She's like a really big pop star. And she was like.
Pia Mia is her name?
Or there was this place called The Rage, which was like a dance studio that we used to go to. And Ross Lynch was one of our good friends that went there. He's another like, he was a Disney kid and now he's like a huge pop star. It's weird. Like there's so many people.
Weird.
That's a weird, yeah.
And it's weird to me too because like I was good friends with them back in LA. Social media wasn't a thing.
Mm-hmm.
And so we like didn't really speak for like 10 years. And then now I find them on social media and we're all like, wait, I knew you. And we're all like in this industry.
That's interesting.
As
Wow.
adults.
Yeah.
So it's very
that's
strange.
gotta be cool.
It's cool to reconnect like
and weird.
at random events.
Yeah.
And be like, wait,
And seeing
I
where
knew
everybody
you.
went and what they did. And
Yeah, it's really cool. to
I
see.
feel like I was introduced to you by social media. I feel like you really like harnessed that thing and just whooped it. I mean, was that just, did you see that as like a job, as work? Were you like, this is how I'm going to make my way into this thing? Was it something that came naturally? Did you enjoy it? I mean, what was that thing?
Great question. Honestly, it was like for somebody who had like myself who had been in this world since I was like 10 or 11 years old, this was totally unexpected. Like I feel like it was the most unexpected way to have everything come to like fruition in a career. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like I had been working at music and songwriting and performing, and I went to Belmont, and like I was in the world for so long and like wanting to pursue this career, but like COVID happening.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Everything locked it up. There was no way to go play. There was no way to go meet people. It was almost the only avenue there was.
Exactly.
And a lot of people were trying it, but it didn't stick. I feel like, okay, sometimes you got to do some things in order to get to a place where you can be yourself. And I feel like you presented this image that people kind of fell in love with, and then the music came out and they were like, because that's what I did. When I heard the music, I was like, oh, snap, this is not, she's not just trying this.
Thank you.
You know what I
That means
mean?
a
So
lot.
I respect the hustle, first off, and also congratulations on breaking through at a mega weird time.
Thank you. It was a super weird time. And that's like when you're asking about if it was like a job or if it was my plan.
Sure.
Hell no. It was one of those things
Really?
where, yeah, my family lived down in South Florida at the time in the pandemic. And I was like,
Oh,
okay.
Michigan.
Oh, Michigan. Yeah, Louisiana, DC.
Pacific.
Hurricanes.
Totally.
Northern California.
So
Sorry.
my parents lived down there at the time. And so when the pandemic happened, I graduated from Belmont in 2019. And so
winner of the Belmont Showcase,
Oh,
Belmont
congratulations.
Showcase. Thank you so much.
Congratulations.
which is like what? Who? Tyler Hubbard's won that.
Brad Paisley
Cassie
won
won it.
Ashton. Yeah, I mean, it's really cool to
Killers.
see.
Yeah, that's Killers. I didn't know that.
Yeah, which is really sick. And that's, I think I might be wrong on this stat, but I think I was the first non-music major to win that showcase.
Let's go.
Which was really cool. So,
Yeah.
but that's
Rock-
what I'm saying.
rock it
Like,
out.
I graduated in 2019 from Belmont, and I wasn't like, I was kind of at a place in 2019 of, okay, I could either use my marketing corporate communications degree and go into like a
PR.
desk job. Let's go.
Gotcha.
Or go. Where'd you go to school?
Mississippi State.
Let's go.
Yeah.
I love that.
Sorry, I'm PR major.
Let's
Yeah,
go.
No, I love that.
Communications.
But I was kind of
It's
in this,
important.
like,
It's important in what we do.
it's everything in what we do,
Ah,
which is why I'm so weirdly like, I didn't plan on taking that degree and going into what we do,
Same.
but it like just worked out. Because,
Absolutely.
Yeah,
works
you
out.
just end up using it.
Yep.
100%. But I was at this weird spot in 2019 where I was like, okay, either I take that degree and I go work at a marketing firm or work at, in some kind of company as a marketing person.
Safe.
Safe.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm like, which, I spent
Nothing
money
wrong
for
with.
a degree on this. Exactly.
Yeah.
But I was like, okay, like that's an avenue that I could go down. I'm like, or I could go do the showcase thing and just like dabble in it and see what happens. Right. Cause I'm like, whatever. So I do the showcase. I win the showcase, and the people that were a part of judging the showcase were like, you should just give this a year. Like, just give it a shot. Give it a year. You have your degree. You've graduated with it. You'll always have that. But like, you're only going to be, what, 21, 22?
You're like, nothing's going to happen. COVID.
That's exactly. And so they're like,
What's the worst going to happen? The world could
COVID.
shut down?
Yeah,
But it
that's
was
never
like-
going to happen.
here you go. But I feel like, I don't know if y'all are people of faith. I'm such a believer in God. and his
Absolutely.
We
plan,
are. We
and-
are.
Our dad's a Baptist preacher.
The name,
no
of,
way.
We got
Okay.
no.
the name of this
Yeah.
podcast is God's Country, but whatever.
Okay. You're right. I should have thought that one through.
Look at our
but-
sign. Did you see our driving sign back
Oh,
here?
that's so cute. Okay, so anyways, we're all people of faith
so
here.
cute.
We all love God. This is God's country. But I feel like it was too weirdly, perfectly orchestrated for it to be anything other than God's plan.
Come on.
Like straight up, because all of this, like, you know, my plan was to graduate, go into music because of this showcase like thing, and give it a shot, work for a publishing deal, give it the 10-year town mentality, like just put in the time, put in the work, do whatever I needed to do and get there. And then COVID happens and social media happens, and I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna post a video because why not, right? And I'm like, I remember the first video that I posted that like went viral. It was the first video that I ever posted.
What was it?
It was this challenge called the Lay Me Down Challenge. And
Was it in your
like-
parents' kitchen?
It was in my parents' guest room.
Oh, dang.
And
Close.
you're so close.
I know.
But I was down in Florida, and I was like hanging out like out of the pool, and my funny enough, my ex-boyfriend at the time was the one who was like, you should just post a video online.
Oh, so he's really who you are. Your success
Yeah,
too.
let's not go there. But no, he's a great guy. Anyways, moving on. But he was like, hey, I think you should just like this TikTok thing. I've seen a lot of this stuff. Like, you have such a great voice. You should just like post this online. And I was like, I don't know. It's TikTok. Who knows? And I was like, you know what? Why not? Screw it. So I left the pool at my parents' backyard, had like braids in my hair, no makeup on, just like was like, you know what? I'm bored. It's COVID. Why not? And I went in my parents' guest room and set up the phone and did this challenge. And next thing you know, it was like, what, 2 million views? Like,
What
just,
was
like,
did you sing something or what? You sang
Yeah.
something. Okay.
Yeah, it was, you know that Sam Smith song that's like,
Stay with me. That one.
is it that song?
It's the only one I know.
I just know the bridge. It's like the lay me down that like lay me down.
Reed's a huge Sam Smith fan, so he should know it.
Yeah, I love
forget
the
what
song.
I forget what the actual song is. It might be called Lay Me Down, but it's like the bridge
Gotcha.
of a song. And it was like a trend that basically you start at like the low octave and you go up an octave. And I just like sang it and posted it. And my whole family, it was again during COVID. So we would like, actually, I didn't even know that it was going viral. I had no idea. I just posted it and then went out back to the pool and just was hanging out with my family. And my sister comes out and is like, I think you have like 100,000 views on this video.
Like immediately.
Like pretty much like an hour later.
So you literally just posted this thing and then all of a sudden it just
Blew up.
that's crazy.
Is this on
Insane.
TikTok?
Yeah.
crazy.
Okay.
Like insane. And I was like, wait, what? And then next thing you know, it was 200,000 views and 250,000 views and 300,000 views. And it just kept going. And so we would have like little mini celebrations for every time it hit like another million views or whatever it was.
Like in the pool, or you're just
yeah.
like, hey.
We would just like be chilling. And I remember
4 million.
Yeah, we were like, another margarita, let's
yeah, I
go.
was gonna say, stir one up, man.
Yeah, it was so wild. And I feel like, you know, from that moment, just because of marketing and PR and comm and stuff, like just having that kind of brain and fascination with that world, I spent the majority of the next couple months in COVID, like studying TikTok and
Wow.
when to post, how to post, what to say, what not to say, how to do this, the colors you should use,
Wow.
everything. And then I just kind of like zoned in on it. And
So there's literally like a science to it.
there was. I don't
Okay,
know if there
okay.
is. I feel like the platform's ever changing.
Sure.
And because of all of the like craziness that blew up on it, now I feel like everybody's on it, which changes the platform, which is a great problem to have, you know, like it's people now care. I feel like back when I was a part of it and like when I first started getting on TikTok, it was like almost like Nashville was kind of like, what, TikTok?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, they
They were.
we definitely
Yeah,
were.
exactly. That's what
I'm
I'm
part
saying.
of it too.
Which is
I
okay.
was.
Like,
yeah,
I
yeah.
think, you know, everybody.
Well,
it's-
people always get weird about stuff they don't understand.
Exactly.
Especially when there's like
And change. Like a new
man.
yeah, you
internet
had
thing
YouTube,
like that.
We had
'Cause
Instagram.
yeah.
Like what, you know.
Nashville, because Nashville community is is very traditional. It feels like country music, you know, and we're starting. I think we're starting to get out of that, but
Yeah.
yeah, I think it fell into that category where we were like,
Yeah. Well, and that's why it means a lot for y'all to say that the music hit you guys and you guys kind of were like, damn, this is a real thing. Because that was my biggest goal with all of that is when I was getting kind of that like this TikTok artist, whatever stuff. I was like, wait a minute, I've been doing this since I was 11.
yeah,
I know that it looks like that because all of a sudden all of these eyes kind of came on me
Come on,
from
man.
social media. But I was like, okay, instead of like trying to just like scream to the rooftops that I'm not just a TikTok artist, whatever it was. I'm going to make music that can translate past whatever platform it would be that people found it on.
For
And that's
sure.
kind of like what my goal was.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that you think that.
I mean, Shot in the Dark got me, man. I was like, man, this is an extremely well written, well performed, and that's the thing. I as I was going through the record, I was like, and I remember hearing that. I remember there being like, because let's be honest, there was a bit of a swath, if you will, of artists that just randomly started popping up on calendars that were from TikTok that nobody understood or knew why. And then there were the little rumors are like, oh, what about this guy? Well, he got famous from pulling a nasal strip off of his nose, and now he's got a record deal, you know. And so naturally there was like this, but you
stigma, yeah.
But you always stuck out. There was, but have you written with this Ashley Cook chick? And I'm like, no, I haven't. And they're like, man, she's like the real deal. Like, so there was a few that kind of popped through that little,
rose from the mold a little bit.
Yeah. And I knew that, but man, put some respect on your name, dude. Like the music's great, and you sound great. You're a real live singer, and I mean, I think you should be proud of where you're at and where you're headed for real.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I
mean
really
that.
am, and I think that again, like I was saying, just about like God's timing and all this, such a big reason. Like I was just thinking about it, walking into every single room. It doesn't matter what they might think or not think or whatever it is about the TikTok stuff. I'm like,
anybody say anything about that? Anybody?
sometimes people would say, you know, random stuff like, even if they didn't say it, you just could tell. They just didn't care.
Yeah.
And they were like, oh, this TikTok person. But my goal was always like, you know what? I don't care. It is what it is. People talk. It is what it is. Like, I want to leave this room with them thinking that I'm a damn good writer.
Yeah.
And I'm a damn good artist. And I know how to write a song, and that I've been writing since I was 11 on Music Row and all this stuff. I'm like, I know that about myself. And even though this is a new notch to who I am as a human being in my story, like, I'm still the same person I was when I was 18, writing songs and dying to do this career and
Preach, man.
you know, all that. So I think that it's such a God's timing thing, and I feel like all of the years leading up to where I am now were so important in the you know, development of who I am as a person and as an artist. You know,
Absolutely.
Tell us about writing your place.
Oh, man.
Currently, what, top 8?
I think it's number 9 right now.
Is it number 9?
Which is really exciting.
That top 10.
Yeah,
Sick.
it's crazy. My first top 10, which is just like insane.
It's a jam.
Thank you so
It's
much.
a jam.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I really appreciate it. It's
Yeah,
crazy
I
to
totally
me.
understand why people love that song.
Yeah.
It's easy.
You know what's funny to me too? I don't know if y'all get in this with writing rooms too, but I for a long time was so obsessed with like cleverness. I was like, be clever, be smart, flip a hook, do a thing, like care about the words.
Say something nobody's ever said before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think it's because like growing up, going to Listening Room and Belcourt Taps and all these places, like the songs that would rock me to my core were the ones that had like the cleverness that I was like, why didn't I think of that? Right.
Right.
And so I think being in Nashville, growing up in like the, you know, songwriting community, I'm like, I was so obsessed with that I almost got too clever sometimes and like did it to it. I feel like you guys know exactly.
No,
what
I
I'm talking about.
don't. We've done
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I think like your place is something I'm really proud of because it does have the cleverness in it to where I feel like proud to put my stamp of like, this is my name. And if you read the lyric, you're like, damn, this is really cool. But
Doesn't
it's
have this
also
going on with it.
No, but that's the thing. It doesn't have the like, haha, gotcha.
Yeah.
But it feels like a jam even if you don't understand the hook. Like you don't understand.
feels
the flip,
good.
You know? But
Absolutely.
that's why I was proud of it because I'm like, people are like, I love this song. It means like this. And I'm like, well, actually, it doesn't. I love that.
But I think what you do really well, and you kind of see the trend through the album Shot in the Dark is even that, like you can take a title like that, like Shot in the Dark or Your Place, and you don't have to be so clever with it, but there is that double entendre at the end that you just kind of boom, here you go.
I'm so obsessed with that
No doubt.
idea.
Yeah, absolutely.
Nobody in his right mind would have left her. No, I know. And look, we get wrapped up in that. I feel like I heard somebody say this one time. You have to, in order to be a great writer, you have to work hard enough to figure that thing out.
Yep.
And then you have to completely forget it.
Correct.
And then you have to slide by it every now and then, right?
Exactly.
So it's not like
That's such a good way to put it.
I know we're talking in metaphors here, but it's almost like, because I remember I went through a phase where I was like, if it doesn't hook and switcheroo, then it's not good.
It's not good.
Yeah. And so everything you come up with has to have that that thing.
But it was frustrating when I was like going into A&R meetings and meetings about like projects and album and stuff, and I was turning in these songs and I'm like, this is brilliant. How do you guys not think this is brilliant? And they were like, I mean, like it's fine, but like it's not like I wouldn't really catch on to it. It's not like, and I'm like, what? And so I think that,
but I'm doing the thing that makes me feel the thing.
But they're like, we don't care about the thing. We don't feel anything. You know what I mean? And it's like,
yes,
it's like, how do you make people feel something and also be clever with the lyric? And that's, I think, what hit songs are made of.
You know what I have recognized here lately is that sometimes we put way too much emphasis on it. These
so
jokers,
much
to the point that these listeners don't even know that it's happening.
They don't
And we're
care.
like, did you see with the thing with you?
Yes.
And we did the.
But I think it's like, at some point, I had to sit there and think to myself, am I writing for people listening on the radio or people listening in the listening room in Nashville?
Absolutely.
And I'm like, and
Who
I
are
wanna-
you
the
writing-
writing room.
No,
Yeah.
I want
Or
to
we
know
just
who
write for
are
us
you
three.
writing for?
And I want to write to both, which is, I think, why I'm, again, proud of songs like Your Place, because I think it kind of did that thing, which is like both audiences can hear it and relate to it and think it's cool. But like, I think it's so hard walking in rooms and being like, okay, I want to impress Shane McAnally. You know, like, how do I do that? And like, now I've met Shane, and Shane's just like, we've written together, and he's such a like, whatever feels right kind of thing. So I'm like, even if he walked into the listening room and listened to me playing a song that I was like so clever, would he feel something because it's the flip, or would he feel it because I feel it? You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I know exactly
Totally.
what you mean. Are you singing that because you mean it, or are you singing that because you think, gotcha?
Gotcha. Yeah.
Yeah, and you think
got it.
and you think before like meeting Shane or Casey Beathard or Tom Douglas, whoever it is, that these guys have this thing, which they're all incredible
100%.
Hall of Fame writers.
Yes.
And they do have, great tricks and all that kind of stuff. But
Tricky.
when you walk into those rooms, all you're trying to do is write a great idea.
Correct.
And just and do the thing that you're trying to do.
100%.
And we can all do that as professional songwriters. And the way we can do that is by, like you said, you've been writing songs since you were 11 and
100%.
you've written tons and tons and tons of songs and crafted your craft to a point where you know how to get by, to make
It's a hard
make
lesson
an idea
to
do
learn,
it.
though.
Oh, absolutely.
Because I can remember.
It's a muscle, man.
I mean,
It really is.
I can remember going into writes and like it being, oh my gosh, I've got, let's see, who was the guy?
Tony.
Yeah,
Tony
Tony
Lane.
Lane. Oh, I got Tony Lane coming up.
Dan threw up before that cover.
I'm gonna literally. I'm gonna get all these great ideas and impress him with how tricky Ricky I am, And then I go
Yes.
in and I say the thing, and I'm looking at his face, and he's like, "Well,
Nah.
what else you got?" And I'm like, "What
Yeah.
do you mean? This is brilliant." So I'm like, "Oh, but I got another one," and I lay it out there, and he's like,
It's not feeling right.
"Don't know if it just connects." And then he says some thing that we've
Off-the-cuff
all said a
thing.
million times, and this beautiful thing comes out,
Yep.
and you start recognizing that it does have to do with the hook, but it has more to do with the communication
100%. Bring it back.
of how
to
you lay that idea out there
Yeah.
and whether or not it hits the heart.
I think you said it so right, and I wish I could just like replicate exactly what you said.
Well, this is recorded, so
True,
you
so you
probably
just
can later.
roll it back. But when you were like, figure out how to do the thing, and then skirt around that thing,
Yeah, completely
forever,
forget the thing.
but like still sprinkle it in there.
But come
every
right
once
back
a
in
while.
and kind of dip
That's
your
what,
toe in.
That's what I
This
learned.
thing.
Even I was writing with Shane and Ross Copperman a couple days ago, and I was like, this is like a dream write for me. And I came in with the same thing, all the ideas, like wanting to impress them, and I didn't even get to mention a single idea because we were just talking about something like my relationship, things going on, whatever. And I was like, yeah, it could be this like flip of a hook, and they were like, no.
You already said
It's
the
what
thing.
you just said.
Yeah.
It's not. There's no flip needed.
It's the real. It's
Yeah,
the real and
and
what
the
you're
song
talking about. Yeah.
rips my heart out every single time, and I'm like, that wouldn't have done that if we would have like done the flip with a hook to make it a cool
Tricky
song.
Ricky. Trying
Yeah.
to be Charles Tricky.
Dude,
Ricky.
I know. And it's hard coming up in the time. Well, you came up in a different time than we came up, but in the 90s, everything was flippy.
Yeah.
Everything, dude. And so the songs that we built our like,
Pinnacle.
love,
Yeah.
love for music on were all those kind of hooky things. And as time changes and moves on, it's like songs are different, listeners are different,
Yeah.
And I think you, from the record that we listened to, I feel like you did a really good job of meeting your listeners where you're at, and probably where a lot of them are at too.
Thank you. I think also too, a lot of
Which comes with being honest.
well, thank you.
So
That's the goal, right? But I think a lot of too why we as songwriters do that thing where we're like, how do we get the best song? Is because there really isn't a way to identify what a hit is in that point. It's like sometimes there's songs that come out that are like absolute smashes that I'm like, huh, like I would, I wouldn't have known that that's a hit. And so I think you almost want to like calculate and like control what a hit is.
A
And if it's something
million,
clever,
yeah.
you're like, well, this has to be a hit because it's smart.
Totally.
Remember?
You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
it's like, but does it feel the way that it needs to feel? And it's like, creativity is, you can't really put it on a scale.
Which is part of all of that is part of the learning process on how to write a great song, or just sometimes you just got to write a song and let the people decide or whoever if it's great or not.
Exactly.
100%. You've been on tour with Jordan Davis.
I have been, yeah.
How's that been?
Oh my God, it's been so much fun.
Isn't he awesome?
He is.
Davis Bros. That's our dudes. Man.
I mean, they're just both incredible, and Mitchell Timpany's on the vocals too. And it's been, we've only been at it for what, like a month, I think. Me and Jordan did a European leg too together, just me and Jordan without Mitchell on it yet, and that was super fun.
What places did you play over there?
Oslo.
Literally, like there was like 20 cities. I could just I'm like, help, I don't even know.
No, they're all the same.
Because
It just rains a lot.
yeah, but it was so beautiful. It was crazy. We did London, we did Stockholm, we did Copenhagen, we did like
Sweden.
Yeah, we just did like a ton of different cities.
What's the one thing that stood out about being over there besides being here?
The crowds.
Really?
Yeah. I think also I love the fact that I grew up in this country and that I've, played in this country my whole life. I love this country more than anything in the world.
Uh-oh. Disclaimer.
No, seriously. But I think when you're a young artist in the States, you're playing a lot of bar crowds that just don't really care a lot of the times. Like they're very, like when you're first coming up and you have, no songs, no album. And
you're just somebody else playing on stage.
You're just somebody playing.
definitely.
They're just drinking their beer. They're talking. It's loud.
Little
Nobody's
background
even
music.
looking at you. Yeah. That is not the case over there. If you are on a stage, they are listening and they are caring, and they show up and they learn your music and they really care. Like the first time I went over there was for C2C, and it was like before my album came out. I had a couple songs out on my first EP, but it was like I still was very much a new artist, and they studied every single song before they showed up. There was people singing along. They're attentive. If you ask them to sing along, they will. If you ask them to be quiet, they will. Like they're just so zoned in and respectful of the artist up on stage, which I think was a very unique experience for me to have,
Wow.
Yeah.
Are they singing your place
Oh my gosh.
back at you as hard as they can?
It was insane.
Yeah, I
like,
bet.
that's kind of been like the consensus though, even like here in the States. I mean,
Sure.
it's just been,
It's a hit.
thank you.
How does
It's
that feel?
been-
How does that
No,
feel?
it's literally a hit now.
How does it feel to have crowds sing your tune back to you?
Words you pinned.
It's wild.
It is wild.
I think I have this problem where I feel like I don't really let things sink in until after the moment. Does it make sense? Like I really try on stage to be like, you're here, be present, be present, be present. And I think like those moments force me to be a little more like in the moment with it. But it feels like insane. I feel like I'm just like, I don't know. I feel like it's one of those things that I'm like just trying to feel along the way.
I read when you played when Gary LaVox introduced you
Yeah.
to the Opry that you wouldn't even like going and sound checking, you wouldn't step in the circle
Absolutely
until the moment. Yeah. And there was a really cool sentence in that article that said that you could almost, and it says this is all not verbatim, but it's like you could almost see Ashley take a picture in her brain of the moment that was happening in front of her. Like and like living in that moment, just what you were talking about.
Yeah.
And that really stood out to me because like there's only a first time that you get to play the Opry and step into that circle and experience, kind of a mountaintop climatic moment one time that you've been dreaming of your whole life.
100%.
And living in that and being present and taking that in, that's pretty special.
Well, and that's the one thing, the good thing about country music, the most amazing thing about country music in this genre is that you get to talk to people that have come before you. Like, I'm now good friends with Trisha Yearwood and like Miranda Lambert and I were together at Stagecoach. And it's like,
it's wild.
Talking to them, I feel like consistently, even Lainey, who's, a couple years ahead of me in this, and we're great friends too. The one thing that they always tell me consistently is don't forget to like look around. And they're like, we were told that too coming up, but we didn't really listen to it. We just like nodded our heads and smiled, but like make sure you dig in and you understand and you feel it and you remember these moments because they're going to go by so fast. And I feel like that's such a cliche thing, but also that's why I like make myself like shake myself. And like, even it's funny, like, like mic packs, obviously, like when you're on stage, like I'll trick my brain into remembering to be in the moment by like literally auditory, like fixing stuff. So like, I'm trying to explain this the best I can. When I'm on stage, if I'm like in a kind of rut of like same thing, different day, same shit, different day, whatever, like I'll move my pack all the way down to where it's almost like I can't hear anything.
No
so I'm like,
way.
I like check myself back into like, okay, wait. Now things
This
are
is
different.
really my life. I'm really playing, singing a song that's
It's
climbing
almost
up
like-
the charts in front of
Yeah.
10,000 people.
And they're
in
screaming it back at me.
But
across
it's like you have to
the
like metaphorically hit
Atlantic
yourself
Ocean.
in the head.
right?
But you have to do something that like shocks your brain a little
For
bit
sure.
into being back into it. And for me, that's like my pack. I just turn it up or turn it down or like blast my hearing out, and I'm like, whoa, okay, I'm back here. Like, yeah,
That's a
it's
pretty
weird.
nice little reset button. That makes
Try.
sense. Yeah, I had my first episode with Pax. Luke was playing at Nissan Stadium here, and 60,000 people,
Man.
and I'm responsible for that pack, right?
Yeah.
Well, when I put the new battery in, it was just barely sitting on the receiver or whatever. So when
This is one of the first
we sound checked,
shows you did,
we
right?
sound checked, he played, and everything was fine. He comes out, introduced 9 hours later or whatever. I take the guitar out there, and apparently the pack had bumped a little bit. And he's like, "How's everybody doing out there?" And he's sorry, you grumbling over there?
Yeah.
And
Those eggs this morning.
Chick-fil-A nuts. And he was like, Monday morning, no sound.
Oh no.
And everybody's like, Isbel, the pack's not on. Pack's not on. And I'm like, and dude, it's
Full-blown
not just
panic.
like you just run from here to the bathroom and turn a pack on. I mean, it's a good, he's out on the thrust, dude. It's 50 yards.
I was talking to Dan, and I don't know what we were talking about but he was.
Oh,
he
were you there?
He had
Me
one.
and him both were.
Were you?
He had
my
one
gosh.
ear. He had one ear out, and we were like talking, and I just saw Dan's face because I didn't have ears in that show, and I was like, yeah, man. So and Dan was like, and like gone,
like
son.
panic.
Just I mean. Like off the line, out the gate,
Oh
from
my
the jump,
God.
sprinting down the stage. I was
Dude,
like,
it's no
"What
joke.
is going on?"
And like
Oh,
the crazy
no, it's
thing
no
is,
joke.
people don't like. Obviously, our goal is to like make sure that nobody knows that's happening. Like you want to like. As
Oh,
seamlessly
not
as you
Luke's
can.
goal. He wanted to make sure the entire
Stadium.
knew I messed that up, dude. It was pretty funny.
It's rough. I mean, right now we have like a still pretty small camp, and like whenever anything goes wrong on stage, like we're kind of screwed because like we don't have somebody to run stuff out.
Oh man,
Like, it's
dude,
crazy.
I was losing my mind because you don't. Number one, I don't know what I'm doing out there. He knew I didn't know. Okay,
That's the
he
fun of
just
it,
wanted
though.
his homie out there for a year to play golf and shoot turkeys, which is exactly what we did.
Yeah.
But in that situation, the crew is like, "What's happening?" But he doesn't care.
Crew's like fired. You already fired.
Yeah, they're
Fired.
firing me on the first week, But he doesn't care. He just laughs it off. He's like, "Guys, this is Dan Isbell, and he messes stuff up, and he's 60,000 people, bro."
Were you like pissing yourself, like running out there?
Losing my mind. Losing. So I'm like, and somebody's like, "Press the battery in," and I was like, "Bam!" And it lit up, and it went, "Bring Monday," and I was like, shot off the stage, dude.
That's like free drugs though.
Oh,
literally.
it was. But the rest of the night, you're like, is everything in tune? I mean, they don't get it, dude. Y'all don't get it. Y'all stars don't get it. There's some pressure on the boys behind the stage, dude.
That entire story.
Love your crew.
was amazing. I do. I love them so much.
Dude,
Zoom.
you know what I'm talking about.
I do.
Your brain goes through like every possible
Literally.
thing that can be going on. You try to just fix. Stop looking at me. Stop looking. 60,000 people. I'm messing this up.
It's funny because my day-to-day manager is sitting right here, and
Yeah.
she's kind of like our stagehand right now.
Oh,
like
not
she
yet.
does like
Double duty.
17
Yeah,
million
boo.
roles,
I know, right?
but she doesn't know anything about anything when it comes to this stuff. And so like she'll have ears in, and like my front of house tour manager Tom, he'll be like, "Yo, we needed this one pedal move." She's like, "What is happening?" And
What
she's
pedal?
like
What
trying
pedal?
to.
There's
She
a
has no
couple-
idea.
The blue one. The
Yeah.
blue one.
She's,
2 inches
and
to
I'm
the
like
left.
in the middle of a song. I'm just like,
Oh,
like,
you can't do anything.
No, you just have to keep going.
Yeah. I think there's a couple of crew that listen to this show and they always bust me out because they know. But I think there was probably a good solid 3 mess ups. I'm gonna go 3. They're
the
gonna
new
say,
soundtrack?
they're gonna say there was like 10. No, for the year that I was
Yeah.
out with Luke.
3. That's it. That's actually really impressive.
That's coming from this guy, though.
Could
mean,
be
yeah,
give or
we-
take 5 or 8.
5 or 8.
That I'm
Yep.
not thinking
Definitely
about.
not
But I
7.
think
That's
I
double.
think it's like, oh man, that's not where the capo's supposed to be. Oh man, the batter's not connected. I think there's about 3 or 4, but we'll get the clarification on that 2 days after
I
this
feel like
episode.
too, there is kind of like a beauty in the mess ups though.
Amen.
Like I was saying
That's
about
what
kind of like
Luke
shocking
says.
yourself.
He
No,
may
but it
have- I
is.
That's
thought
a
he was
message
just-
for life too, though.
Okay.
What a
Yes.
great message for
Preach.
life. Like
Yes.
there's beauty in the mess, man.
100%. But that's what I'm saying. Like,
It
I'm
makes
sure
it feel real.
that's
though.
why Luke says that, I'm sure, because especially as an artist being out there, like when it's so perfect, you almost get like, whoa, it's like a weird.
Yeah, absolutely.
Everything's perfectly in
Feels
its
a little
place.
mechanical.
Like our band, we always joke around. Our band plays the best shows when our sound checks are the shittiest
Uh-huh.
by far. Like if the sound check sucked and
You're
we're
gonna
like,
rock.
yeah, when our sound check sucked, we're like, well, everything sounded horrible. We don't know what to do. We had like 2 minutes to sound check because we're the first of 3 on a tour and we don't know what to do. It's like we always are like,
Here we go.
go! Like we're so much more like in it because we're like survival mode.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Did
So,
you say you and Trisha Yearwood are friends?
Yeah. Weird,
Man.
right?
She.
That is
In
weird.
the best way, but
Yeah, it's
Dude.
cool. Cool,
we
weird.
we actually met first time backstage at a CMA Fest event this past year, and I walked up to her and I was like, "Hi, like I'm Ashley. It's nice to meet you." And she was like, "It's so nice to meet you too. Like I really, I love what you're doing, whatever." And we just became friends like off the bat. And then I saw her at the Opry because we both played the Belmont Takeover at the Opry a couple of weeks ago. And she was like, "Can I have your number? We just need to be friends." And I was like, "You're asking me for my number?" "Yes, Miss Yearwood, please." Like, I'm like, "Yes, please." So now we really are. She's just incredible. And that is the thing about country that's different than I think most genres is like, she like wants to be friends. Like Miranda wants to be friends. They want to be like, "Hey, we've been through what you've been through.
Wow.
Like, let me help you and mentor and kind of be like a friend."
Man,
you
how
know?
cool is that?
Jumps. Can you look up She's in Love with a Boy? I gotta figure this out.
She's in love with the boy.
Oh, that key. Oh, sorry.
Who am I giving it to?
I'm just wondering what the lyrics are.
Play that a D, probably. She's in love with the boy.
She's in love.
It has the verse. I can't remember.
Katie sitting on the road from
You
the
got it.
porch, watching the chickens peck the ground. There ain't a whole lot going on tonight in this one horse town.
Oh yeah, I remember it.
Oh.
Over yonder, coming up the road. Is that right? In a Chevy beat up truck. Her boyfriend Tommy laying on the horn, splashing through the mud and muck. Wait.
She's in love.
Yeah, right. Wait. Her daddy says he ain't worth a lick. When it comes to brains, he got the short end of the stick. But Katie Young and she don't care. Here, you get it. She don't tell me anywhere.
She's in love with the boy. Where is this? She's in love with the boy. I was like, where the heck is it? She's in love with the boy. And even if they have to run away,
That's right. She's gonna marry that boy someday.
Yeah.
Dude.
That's a jam.
Iconic. Absolutely iconic.
I butchered it, but that's a jam.
Remember Walkaway Joe?
Yeah.
That boy's just a walk away.
Joe.
God, that's
So
a
much
jam.
insane.
Yeah, it's great.
I wish I could remember all those.
She's iconic.
I'm sure that was important. That you were trying to say, but it's time for the show for the one that got away.
We do the thing called the one that got away.
Yeah.
When we're trying,
That
when
was
we're
the
starting
song
to
for it?
wrap up the. Yeah, that was our.
I just wrote it
our
on
ditty
my
for
end.
it.
That was amazing.
Thank
That's
you.
beautiful.
That's what I was looking
You
for.
should like do that for a career.
Definitely not.
Sorry.
Definitely not the best interpretation of that song, but it could be a fish, it could be a deer, it could be a cheeseburger. Dan likes to say.
Cheeseburger, you got away.
Were you prepped on this, or is this?
Yeah,
Okay.
a little
Okay.
bit,
Good.
Thank
Yeah.
goodness.
What
You look
Ash-
kind of shocked when I played that. I was like, she doesn't know.
No, it's
Ashley
perfect.
Cook? What's your one that got away?
Okay, so I would say so. This year was the first year that I was like, damn, I'm gonna buy a house. Like it's gonna happen. This is the year that I'm gonna buy a house. And of course, in the Nashville real estate industry, it's just insane. And
You don't say.
it's nuts. It's
It's almost
nuts.
impossible.
But I was really excited and pumped that I was like, okay, this is the year.
Yeah.
My first house is gonna be it. So I went and looked at a million different houses, and I fell in love with this one house that was like perfect. It was like an acre of land, like just absolute perfection, and put an offer down, and then somebody came in and sniped it. So to me, it's the one that got away forever. We literally were calling it the one that got away with my realtor friend. And
really?
we were like, that's the one that got away. Like, you know.
There's a better one out there.
But there was, because I actually ended up finding one, and now I'm in a beautiful house.
Come on.
Hey,
Yeah,
congratulations.
so
That's great.
it was the one that got away no more, because
Yeah.
now I'm in a house that I really love. But
Good for you.
I'll always think about that house. It'll always haunt me.
Yeah, I feel that.
Yeah. It's perfect.
All right, now we do Graverite,
Great Brits.
country song of all time.
Doesn't have to be like the world shocking song. It's just a song
Yeah.
to you, man. You know,
Greatest / favorite.
has nothing to do with graves.
There's so many songs I could choose, for real.
How about choosing one that I can play?
Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's do Fast Cars and Freedom. Let's go Flats. Cause that song. Woo. Iconic song.
There.
Just staring at you.
Come on. Neil Thrasher.
Taking off your makeup. Wondering why you even put it on.
I listen to this record so
So
much.
good. I know you think you do, but baby, you don't need it. I wish that you could see what I see. It's gone. Here we go. 'Cause I see a dust trail following an old red Nova. Baby blue eyes, your head on my shoulder. Wait, baby, don't move. Right there it is. A t-shirt hanging off a dogwood branch. That river was cold, but we gave her a chance. Yeah, me. You don't look a day over fast cars and freedom. That sunset, a riverbank, first time feeling. Woo! Oh, oh.
Now you know the second verse?
I'll smile and shake your head up, as if you don't believe me. I'll just sit right here and let you take me back. I'm on that gravel road. Look at me.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
On my way to pick you up.
Yeah.
Sitting on the front porch, looking just like,
All right, let's get it one more time.
just like that. I see a dust trail following an old red Nova. Baby blue eyes, your head on my shoulder. Wait, baby, don't move. Right there it is. T-shirt hanging off a dogwood branch. That river was cold, but we gave love a chance. Yeah, me. You don't look a day over fast cars and freedom. That sunset, a riverbank, first time feeling.
Man.
Whoa.
Golly, you good.
We're like, oh, take it again.
Gosh.
To the chorus.
We what have you got coming up? Where are you gonna be playing? Where
You're
are
a
you
great
Where are you
singer.
going? Oh, you're a
Thank you so
killer.
much. You're a great player.
So
You're a great
great.
singer too.
Yeah, you're
I
great.
am not a great player because I ended both of those choruses on two different chords. But it's no big deal,
Hey,
man.
it's artistic choices.
I'm still on the key.
That's
Yes,
right.
interpretation, right?
Man, this is like the craziest year ever. Straight up. Like, it's insane. I'm out with Jordan and Mitchell for most of the year.
Yeah.
I think we're out till like October together. We
Nice.
started
Wow.
in February. So it's like crazy
That's
year.
the year, yeah.
And then
Wow.
we're routing my second headline tour right now, which is
Sick.
fun. I'm excited for that.
Headliner.
Yeah. And then writing my second album. So that's like finding the time to like write a second album in between all of this stuff is insane. But it's also fun because I feel like I'm in a very different headspace than I was in the first album in the best way. So
Well, you know what will help you with that time?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Delegate some of those ideas to professional writers like
couple of
Reed and
guys
ourselves.
that a couple of guys have that
Maybe-
have time and
Maybe we do
that
have
will
some
cancel
time.
other things to
Y'all-
like this podcast in order to help you achieve your goal.
the best second
okay, next
album.
time we
you
hang
could
out, we'll be
possibly-
writing for album 2.
Perfect.
All
I'm
right.
gonna hold you to it.
For real. Let's do
Ashley
it.
Cook, thanks for coming.
Hey,
guys.
we've got
are
she
great.
was named Opry's Next Stage Class of 2023, Music Rose Discovery Artist of the Year. Next big thing in 2024. Currently Currently, song in the top 10. Currently, iHeart's On the Verge artist and the third God's Country podcast artist to watch in 2024. Miss Ashley Cook,
you guys
everybody.
so much.
That was so much great. You're great.
So much great. That
So
was
much,
just
so much great.
So much great.
We talked about chicken nuggets a lot.
Too much.
I'm sending you that video.
Grace,
You're
cut
gonna
that
watch
and
it.
don't send me that video because I'll never eat them again.
Hey, y'all, go check
Exactly.
out
I
her.
love
Go
baby
check out
chicks.
her record Shot in the Dark. Get to know her because she's gonna be all over the place. Ashley Cook, thanks for hanging out in God's country.
All right, guys,
We'll
thank
see you
y'all
next
so
time.
much.